Whole country now today complaining, marching in solidarity against the arrest and capture and prosecution of Maduro. It's so funny. America is so fucking retarded. America will starve its citizens out in the future and kill them. And the government will have nothing to do about it. This will be its own citizens acting against its own self. That's where we're headed. Just a sample of the population here in New York. That's all that it takes. A few radical people, all of them working together for a common goal, and now you can't buy groceries. EBT don't answer the phone, and you have less food, and your hunger is calling. Hunger is a sensitive thing. Hunger is not flavored seltzer water, right? Or Diet Coke or things without calories. Hunger is a real specific biological need that other groups of people want to take from your diet. So, seeing all these people against Maduro, they probably the same people in favor of starving its own citizens. The rundown of Venezuela. Friday morning, I saw what happened. I knew that he was going to get involved in that oil over there. I wrote a document and everything about it quickly. And overnight, through the afternoon, send it to the military, unclassified document. But I knew that he was going in there and take that fucking oil. If I was the president, nobody would touch that oil, only America. But Trump, 3 p.m., from what I said at 7 p.m., pledged to give out, make it, export it to the rest of the world, treat it like a hub. Scope, feasibility of the project. Later on that night, I saw that after I sent the email to the military that you're going to need a whole town to clean that up. AI suggested specialized people, marine biologists, oil recovery experts, blah blah blah. We're dealing with fucking kids and soldiers and manpower. And I assumed the role of a two-star general. How would I do it? I build a levee. First, dig. Control dig. Square, right? Look for a proper area of government land or unclaimed land for dirt. Make a really big hole. Diggers nonstop. I don't know how they're gonna get there. Local diggers, American diggers go in there, dig a hole. Start piling up mud, clay, dirt, topsoil. Go to the 200,000 kilometers that the worst oil spill in the entire world is located. It's basically that whole area. We left based on political instability. Exxon, Sunoco, we left Venezuela because the government changed and it was anti them. Venezuelan oil distribution in Mexico try to set a standard to be able to distribute, but inflation fucked everything up and that shit right there spilled into the Caribe Ocean, turned mangroves into something that resembles tar pits. We're talking about a huge geographical area that used to be green next to the water that's just black, bubbling, full of oil, because pipes are leaking oil out there. The rusted Some pipes are rusted, some pipes are still operational, but the whole area is a massive spill. In the middle of the lake, there's a rig. There's pipes underground that have rotten, right? The material to build the rig have rotten away. There's equipment that rotten away at the shorelines of this oil spill or oil bog. It's like a boil of oil. Oil is coming from the ground and you can see it everywhere. You basically fly overhead and all the shit should be black. Oh, we dig a hole. It's army, corporate engineers, just military. Diggers take dirt out. Another group of diggers scoop everything that's black with a digger around. If it's if you could actually go through there, you're not gonna go into a swamp and sink the digger, but go close to the water and scoop up, the tide line. Scoop up the oil from the entire tide line around. Basically, build the wall project costing $100 billion just to renovate Venezuela. Take the dirt from the hole, build a levee. You know what a levee is, right? Dump dirt, 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 you flatten it, dirt, 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 you flatten it, dirt, 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 you flatten it, and it's like a mile, right? Like a big steep water containment thing. Maybe 15 high. It doesn't have to be that high, but it has to be pretty high. Maybe 15, not 30 feet. 30 is a really big river, right? A lot of water. The assumption that the water's going to rise 30 feet. So maybe like 15 on that lake just to push that oil that's on the shoreline accumulated over 20 years down deep in the topsoil. Push it down, take the contaminated area and at least push it down 30 feet minimum. Or, right, if America doesn't want to involve in this massive investment, you have to gate that shit up. You have to put gates around a large span of oil company to make sure that corporate social responsibility can't go in there and take a picture. But that's all it takes to take a fucking oil company down. American oil company in a foreign land retrieving oil, pumping oil out of the ground while the area in which they're pumping from looks like another fucking planet. We got the same protesters from Maduro. They will go out there and say, "Stop the drilling." It's do or die right here. These are Trump's choices, and I knew that yesterday before he did. He committed to it by 3 p.m. I knew that shit by 7. That they had to work there. They have to clean that shit up, or alternative means, a fence, barbed wire, 2 fences, barbed wire, military in there, military outpost or something, right? Like gates, barbed wire, just to make sure that nobody goes into the American intervention, just extraction and export of oil. Technically, what a lot of good money to jumpstart the country would be, and then set up the puppet democracy. That's basically what it is. That's all we've done. Every single one of our wars is the same concept and it's the same principle. We do the same thing 360. We didn't do it in the Gulf War, and we didn't do it in World War One or two. But any other war, Iraq, Afghanistan, that's all. Kuwait, that's all oil. That's all we did. Go over there, stop the dispute, drill the oil, say, love America, shake the hand. You love America? I love America. You got it? You got it. And leave. So that's the basis of what to do. Do it my way. 2-star general, right? Sergeant Major, 2-star general. Go in there. Diggers, dig a big hole. Extract dirt, mounds of dirt. Another oily digger, go to the, to the worst area, scoop the shit 2 feet, 3 feet from underneath into the dump truck, the whole coast, right? The entire waterline, grab the worst area in the digger, then build a levee around the lake on the worst area to sink that shit. It's been 25 years. I don't think you're gonna be able to recover that shit from 25-year damage. That's just deep, and hide it. Just put dirt on top of it and pray that the water cleans up, or gate it. And once American companies jumpstart whatever's there or clean up, because they're gonna have to clean up the metal corroded pipes, the equipment to drill, they're gonna have to be out there and clean that up, then set up the drill and do it. Do it and quickly. Drill fast and hard and extract thousands of tons of oil out of Venezuela as fast, and then start the government. But I mean, do it quick. If I was Trump, I wouldn't give to nobody. This is our oil, American oil. Fill the reserves up, and that's it. We done for. We conquered that shit quickly. But there's corporate social responsibility at play. And if that plan's gonna go, well, you're gonna need about a town of people if it's gonna be done slowly. I don't need about a whole town, a whole city to clean that shit up. I need every citizen in Caracas and shit to clean that shit up. Every citizen, bro. With fucking specialized equipment, you're gonna need a whole town. Over 50,000 people to clean a 200,000 square kilometer area that's just messed up. Well, that's the video of today. People complaining, the marching. Have to realize that we were close to losing the country during COVID. I'm gonna give a little insight of what petrodollar means to the United States. COVID, could have been a mishap, could have been to halt Trump's success during his first term. Because our economy was in a fucking bull rally for the entirety of the year. At the cusp of the bear rally, in comes some strange disease, COVID-19, that infected the entire world. How strange is that, right? America going on top, all the shit that they hid that Donald Trump was doing. SPX, S&P 26,000, right? Making records in the stock market, the economy fucking booming, and these motherfuckers in Congress wanting to impeach that man, hiding every good fact, every good thing about his presidency at the same time. So one of the things that he did was, make a lot of fucking money, make companies a lot of fucking money, just, make investors, people like you and me, a fuck ton if they had shares, options, whatever the fuck they had, they made that dope. So they released COVID, and COVID, under Chinese sentiment, was to try to break the petrodollar hegemony in the South Asian Sea. What's the petrodollar hegemony? Petrodollar hegemony is the link, the connection between what we have that keep our dollar stable through the export and import of oil globally. That's what also makes us the best fucking military, because we got gasoline and diesel in the entire planet. Other countries don't have that luxury. That's why our shit moves the way it does. Because we could take a fucking carrier from California, stop in Indonesia or in Guam, fill that bitch up with the highest quality fucking diesel you can find, and keep moving. Other countries, you could tell Ukraine and Russia, they could have moved 10 miles because they didn't have fucking diesel for the tank. You see that? See the difference between the America infrastructure and a land war between Ukraine and Russia? Russia could have moved 10 miles inland. We could move across the globe because we got diesel. No. COVID was an intent and attack towards us and our dollar and our economy. America first. The first the first time America heard "Make America Great Again," these people out of a fucking fried rice. People are gonna hide about it, but I heard coronavirus is since 2013 with the Queen, Prince Andrew, Charles, Kim Kardashian, Trump himself was there, Xi Jinping, Putin was in Wall Street. All these people are out here in the United States when relations were good. It was during Obama's term. Xi Jinping in this same building right here before this was a mall. Oh, it put in effect that. What is that? What is South Asian petrodollar? Oh, the American ability to distribute oil to Guam, Indonesia, basically Shell, where there's a whole bunch of Chinese people. That's an American company. Right? Basically a distribution hub, Guam and Indo, and basically oil distribution through the entire to the archipelago of Indo, Vietnam, and that oil could even reach Japan and Taiwan and all those places. Oh, that's what makes our dollar strong. If we would have lost that during COVID, our dollar would have went like that. They wouldn't have had an economy right now. The federal bank would have been. The federal bank would have destroyed every American company on inflation alone, and they still did during COVID. You saw that meltdown when COVID came out, all the way down. But it binds petrodollar hegemony. What happened in Venezuela is petrodollar hegemony. It was on the table. What are the benefits of going to get Maduro? Well, we could go out there and fucking clean that shit up. And hopefully we do. Because he already mentioned it. We're gonna export and give some oil to China and Mexicans, but the military has to go in there. You don't know who's in Venezuela right now taking that oil. There's so much oil out there. African boats could be coming from Africa to go steal oil there because Africans are pretty good at stealing. They don't need a big haul. They don't need a massive tanker to go steal oil. All they need is a metal hull painted, and they'll fucking take the solids and the liquids and the raw bulk oil and stick it in the boat through a pump and drive that boat back to Africa. Mexicans do the same thing. Mexicans are even worse. All a small group of Mexicans could do is dig on the ground a 3-foot hole or a pipe subsurface, drill a hole before breaching the pipe with either gas or gasoline, hit it with a hammer and the valve go in, right? Tamper the shit into the pipe, and all of them filling up fucking 10-gallon, 50-gallon jugs of oil, trucks stealing that shit from Pemex. It's documented. You go look that shit up. They do that. So those people might be in Venezuela right now. Pemex, people steal gasoline from what we left behind from the oil, might be there stealing everything. It's valuable. And it's out there just leaking into the ocean. So they for sure know how to. If there's a will, there's the way. They stealing that oil. They've been stealing that oil, but how much? I don't know. It's way too much out there to really measure how much people have taken since we left there. Because the Mexicans and Venezuelans tried drilling there, but everything went to shit. They all left. They didn't care about. They stopped doing it. The Mexicans stopped doing that there. Hopefully we do. We got to start drilling, exporting oil from Venezuela, and setting up the puppet democracy, the voting system, right? They're doing it already. The leader, the chosen leader of Venezuela is not the right one. Hasn't been vetted. It's probably anti-American inside. Right? There's this woman out there that claims herself a leader of the country already. America is pointing the finger at no, not that bitch. They're gonna choose who it is. Probably gonna be white, blue collar, white, white blue tie, right? Like a light blue tie, white shirt, and he's gonna stand up in there and win the hearts of Venezuela. And we've done that through the entirety of the Middle East. That's what we do. You take money, all right? It's like, yeah, you wanna lead the country here? Do it. What? You love America? I love America. Yeah, we're leaving, right? Yeah, we're leaving. No problem. No problem. All right. And we go. And we go. Oh, hopefully, hopefully we get that done. I wanted to get this out of my chest today. I was right. The feasibility of the cleanup job is unsurmountable. It is not possible with a group of soldiers to do it by themselves. They will. They will. They'll be tasked to cleaning up half the moon, a whole face of the moon covered in black shit. It's a really bad spell. So let's see what they do. And if they drill and don't care about corporate social responsibility, two thumbs up. They don't. Nobody needs to see that shit. They don't need to see BP, the cleanest oil distribution company, drilling in a motherfucking garbage dump. You know, extracting oil from where the big mess is. You're doing it out of love and care for the Venezuelan people. Well, we got to share, and that should be the final say. Hopefully, we do it. Hopefully, we do it. But there's a lot of oil there, and they're not going to touch it, and it's a big mess. And we're going to take it and share it, reap the spoils of war. Hope y'all have a good night. Gotta get out of here and eat something. I gotta be back here for futures. Peace, Doctor Fury.